Hello, everybody. Welcome to what I am hoping is going to be several videos on doing a cargo trailer conversion into an off road camper. For those of you that have been following along, you know that I just bought a truck, and there was a specific reason why I transitioned from my Subaru, which is a very adequate car, to my truck that I call Bernie, my Toyota Tacoma. So it's got significant capabilities, and it also can pull up to 6,400. So I'm not going to be pushing that limit by any means, but it will indeed pull a cargo trailer. Now, several people ask me, why don't you just go buy a camper? And there's several reasons, but one of the main reasons is because I 100% enjoy the process of converting something into a camper that I can take off road. So that is the main reason, because I like it, because it's fun. I enjoy the process. So, for those of you that don't know, I've already converted a 36-foot school bus that I lived in for 3.5 years. And then I also converted a 2010 Ford Transit Connect, and I traveled in it full time for over 4 months. So I'm certainly not a professional by any means, but I have indeed got a little bit of experience in converting something or turning it into something that I can camp in or travel in. The end game for me is, whenever I retire, is to have myself set up with a paid for rig that I can travel to a lot of different places. So that's the goal. So I also want to touch base real quick on the whole topic that is often spoke of when it comes to scheduling, or when will I post? What day can you expect a video to come out? And the truth is, I don't have an answer to that. And I honestly don't plan to try to lock down that tight in how I'm going to go about this. So I do work a full time job, and I am subject to what I can get done and what I can actually afford. That is reason number two that I'm choosing to do a cargo trailer conversion versus going and purchasing one. My goal is to be able to take it pretty far off the beaten path. And if you were to look into what those rigs cost, they're just too expensive. I'm not willing, nor do I even have that kind of money. I don't have 35, 45, $75,000 to purchase an off-road rig. I am going to try to stay within $15,000 budget. We'll see if that happens. I probably will get bored with even keeping track of how much it's costing me. And so I probably won't even have an end. It will simply just be a guess of what it costs me. But that's my goal at the beginning. I like being able to create my own environment. I want it to be set up and laid out the way that I want it to be. So that's why I'm choosing to do this. It's fun, it's way cheaper, and I can turn it into something that's what I want, not what somebody has already created. So I am going to try to make it as off road as possible with tires and axles and things like that. But what I'm hoping to achieve for sure is to be able to plug into a campground if I need to. But most of the time, take it as far in as I can, and then set up a camp and a base camp to where I can kind of explore and wander around in that general area. The final reason that I'm choosing to do it this way is, I had the school bus and then I had the van, and besides missing a bathtub more than anything, I missed being able to disconnect from my home. Wherever I went, it went. And so I don't want a rooftop tent or anything like that. I want to be able to set up camp and go away from it with my truck and go see the sights, go explore, go to the movie, go to the art gallery, things like that, without having to pack camp back up, and or my current home, and pack it all back up just to go do normal things like go to the grocery store or the laundromat. So those are all my reasons. I hope that wasn't too incredibly boring for you. And now I'm going to try to get to today's first installment of the cargo trailer conversion. And that is part one of how I'm going to supply power to this cargo trailer. This is going to be a two-part video because there's going to be two different ways that I'm going to provide power to myself. So with that being said, let me get set up. And I was going to film it all outside, but it's raining here and I don't want to pull, my Bluetti or my solar panels or anything like that out in the rain. So I'm going to try to get creative and show you what I'm going to do inside. Come on, let's go see what I'm going to do. Okay, so I hope this setup works to show you guys what my plan is. And I've put a lot of thought and time into this, and I really think that it's going to work. You do have to kind of do a lot of research to figure out what pieces will go together, the correct adapters and all of that. So with that being said, I'm going to just show you what I came up with. And I will tell you, in my bus, I did the whole solar on the roof, inverters, charge controllers, Battle-Born lithium batteries, all that. And I simply just don't want to hassle with that this time. And honestly, I don't think it's necessary at all anymore. When I started with the bus, I started in like 2018. So things have come a long ways since then. So I obviously am going to use this Bluetti. It's basically a 2000 watt. I'll put pictures and specs and all that on the video to make things a little bit more easy to understand. And so you'll know what products I'm choosing. I am not an expert at all. I'm just somebody that watches a lot of YouTube videos, does a lot of research, puts a lot of thought into it, and come up with something that works for me. So obviously the Bluetti. This, of course, will charge by the sun, solar panels, plug it into a regular electrical outlet or a 12-volt car charger, which I'm thinking I'll probably never do. This big boy will be stationary wherever I put it in the cargo trailer. It will stay. I do also have a 1000-watt Jackery and a 240 Jackery, an older model that I had when I was traveling full-time before. And honestly, I never really struggled with power. I had to watch it a little bit, but not a ton. So I feel like this is going to be great. This is going to definitely be enough for me. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to find a stationary place and put it there. And then this little piece is my next little component that I really think is going to add a lot of simplicity to what I'm trying to do. So with that being said, this is going to, I'm blind. I'm going to put this on. This is going to plug in here. This will be plugged into here. Now there's a lot, this happens to be positive to positive. So that's going to work. If whatever you're doing, it's not lining up correctly, that's what these little things are for. And it will switch it so where then you can it will line up the right way. But this part goes the right way. So it will plug into here. Okay, so this will probably be right here somewhere. And of course, without having it in front of me, I can't tell you exactly. But this will be in the wall. This side will be outside. This side will be inside. Okay, so this is going to be my power, and I'm going to charge it like this. And then this is going to plug into the outside here. So this is an extension. So this, I think, is 25 foot. I'm not going to undo it until I need it. But this will go into here. Now you have to look. I got fortunate, and this lines up also. So that's simply going to plug into there. This side is the outside. This side is the inside. Okay. Then I will plug these. Okay, I'm going to undo it for ease of demonstration. So then I got these little Y connectors. So then obviously positive goes to positive, ground or negative goes to negative. And then these will plug into my solar panel. And this has two. I have another solar panel. So we'll have 400 watts of solar panels for the Bluetti. And then I can add this will take in up to 1,000 watts. So that's pretty good. So I can upgrade that as needed. And then I have two 100 watt portable solar panels for my Jackery. And those will just kind of move around as needed. This is 53.3 pounds, I think. So I won't be moving this very much. In the rare event, I absolutely have to take it somewhere, I can lift it. So hopefully I can park the trailer in the shade and have enough extension to have my solar panels out in the sun. That's it, guys. Again, this little piece goes just like a water inlet or a 30 or a 50 amp, what's it called, port in the wall of the cargo trailer. And then this connects to this, and this connects to the Bluetti. I can also get an extension cord for this too. If I find I need more than this length, then, and this cap covers it up when I'm not using it. And I store all the rest. And this goes in the wall. These little things screw in. You just have to drill a little hole, then put the little screws in and use some type of butyl tape or silicone or something like that so that it doesn't leak. But this little thing versus a whole bunch of solar panels on top just works better for me and in my brain. And I like the double power options. I have this for everything. This will run refrigerator, lights, things like that. But I have seen people where, well, actually even in the bus, whenever something was wrong with my inverter, I had a 3,000 watt inverter, something was wrong with it. So I had zero power in the bus. So there was no redundancy at all in that whole system. So I didn't care for that. And I didn't care for poking holes in the roof of my bus. So there won't be any holes in the roof of my cargo trailer, including for a fan. And more on that on another video. Okay, so this was part one, and then I will have a part two for another way that I will have power. I hope this was helpful. And of course, whenever I actually get to the part where it's all going in the trailer and I'm utilizing it, there'll be another video. All right, guys, hope this was helpful. Bye.